Well, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of 1025. There's been a lot of conversation lately about when are things going to get back to normal? And we're itching just to get back to that regular routine, just to go back to the way that things were before. But there's also been some conversation about whether or not we should go back to the way things were before. And what it looks like for us to embrace a new, quote unquote, a new normal in our lives. I've been listening to a few, you might call them cultural theorists. They take what we're experiencing presently due to the COVID concerns, and they start to project into the future. Because of this, how will life be different on the other side of COVID? How will life be different when it comes to international travel? How will life be different when it comes to social interactions? Someone even theorized, maybe we shouldn't be shaking hands anymore. How will life be different when it comes to how we interact with each other in public, how we attend mass gatherings? And I can't help but wonder, how is life going to be different for us as a church? Will we just go back to the way that things were before, or are there, in some respects, there going to be ways that we're forced to do life differently? I heard a podcast recently where the guy was talking about how do we define this time that we're going through. And he said, I believe this is not just an interruption. This is a disruption. In other words, it's not just a little blip of time where things are thrown out of whack and then we go back to the way things were before. No, this is a shaking up of things. This is a complete disruption. Things are going to be different on the other side of this. And so he said, in the 1930s, it was the Great Depression. Now, as we move forward, people might be labeling this the Great Disruption. Because things are going to be different. And I think about those of us who have had parents or grandparents who have lived through the Great Depression. And there were ways that they were changed because of that. For example, they couldn't throw away tinfoil because there was a way that could be reused. They tended to hold on to their resources. What about for us? If this truly is the Great Disruption, how will we be different on the other side of this? Yes, we're itching to get back to life as normal or to embrace some type of new normal. But I saw this quote the other day, and it said, in the rush to get back to normal, maybe we should be asking, what parts of normal should we be rushing to get back to? Let me ask that question of you. What parts of normal should we be rushing to get back to? Because maybe there are some things where we need to step away from that. This is what suffering does to us. As the Bible talks about suffering, one of the dominant images that is used is that of a refining process. So 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 7 says, we should actually rejoice in our suffering. How is that possible? We rejoice because our faith is proven to be genuine. And it says there's a refining that takes place, just like gold in a fire. Think about what a refining process does. It takes what is valuable, it takes what is of worth, and everything else is burned away. Everything else disintegrates. I believe that right now, this is a time of refining. And that there are idols that have emerged in our lives that need to disintegrate. that need to be done away with. And God is using this time to draw us back to Him and to deepen our faith. So I'm curious today, how do you see life being different on the other side of COVID? What are some of those elements of our lives that maybe should be different, that need to change for the better, so that our faith can be refined? Drop your comments below, and I'll see you again next time.